Eat healthy. Be nutrition wealthy.
Hi dear audience, welcome to a new session of AUM Web Radio on this sunny day here in Sighișoara. I am Lavinia and I will be your host today in this interesting session about nutrition. As you may know, we are volunteers with the European Solidarity Corps, and this radio session are part of a project called H.U.M.A.N, created because November is the Solidarity Month for Health. First of all, I want to kindly ask my colleagues to introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm David. I'm from Spain. As Lavi said, I'm one of the volunteers from the H.U.M.A.N project. I studied a bit of nutrition this summer. I don't know much things, but I'm ready to learn something from you. And also I have to say it's lunchtime, so I'm sure that also my Pikachu from Pokemon is already fed. So yeah.
Hello, I'm Emma. I'm from Sweden. I'm also one of the volunteers from the H.U.M.A.N project. And I'm very excited about this radio session because I think it's a very interesting topic we will dig into.
Hello, I'm Claudia. I'm from Spain. And I love nutrition and all that it's related to it. So I'm really excited to start this. And the topic is going to be amazing. So yes, let's do it.
I'm agree with. Thank you for joining me in this learning session and to bring new information to the table. And thanks also to our dear audience for being close to us, and I hope it's gonna be useful for them as well. The first topic is introduced by Claudia and is the benefits of good nutrition for mental health. Claudia, now you have the floor.
Okay, thank you, Lavi. So I'm really excited and looking forward to talk about this topic because I find it really interesting. And I want to start asking you, what do you think is the relation between these two?
I mean, for me, for example, like when I'm studying or when I feel stressed in some situations, I tend to use more overprocessed food, you know, like going to the supermarket and stuff and just buy not good things, let's say. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the opposite way,
yes,
it's the same.
Yeah, I was about to say, like in the opposite way, when you are not eating good, when you have exams and you are just going for junk food or sweets or chocolate, etc. After you are not feeling good. You feel good just in the moment, you know, for some minutes, and then.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same. Like when I eat, for example, chocolate or fast food, junk food, I always feel good right in the moment, but then I get like the crash, the dip, and I don't want to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this has like some scientific explanation, and it works like this. The intestine has like 39 trillion microorganisms. Like that's wow, that's a lot. Yeah. And these microorganisms are made of bacteria that influence the production of neurotransmitters and chemical substances that constantly carry messages from the intestine to the brain through the vagus nerve. For example, the dopamine, serotonin, these are in charge of the happiness. So when the balance between the good and the bad bacteria is broken, diseases are more likely to happen. So yes, basically eating healthy makes your good bacteria grow, which affects neurotransmitters production in a positive way, because when neurotransmitter production is in good shape, your brain receives these positive messages really loud and clear, so you will notice it in your mood and in your emotions.
Yeah, that's true, no? So like eating healthy food, makes you happy. That's what you want to say?
Yes, to sum up, we can say like this. I mean, there are more facts that contribute to this, but kind of, yes. And also, like, for example, eating in groups with your family or friends or making food together can have some benefits, such as eating more slowly, creating a nice environment, and feeling better with the people that you love, you know? Yes. I think David has something to say with this, a little story.
Yeah, first of all, I didn't know that we had so many things inside, so I will try not to eat twice, because now that I know that I have so many things, I have to feed them. But yeah, I came up with a story like I've learned some time ago. This is a story of Kevin. It's a manager of a construction company. He was 48 years old. Let's do the story a bit more dynamic, you know, like let's put yourself in those characters. So What about Emma being Kevin?
Okay.
Good. So
Yeah.
construction manager from a company of construction. Yes,
Yeah.
48 years old. Okay. So Lavi, you're going to be her wife.
Okay.
Okay. You psychologically you are worried about him.
Okay.
And Claudia, you are just going to be the doctor since you are the one in charge of the topic. Okay.
Okay.
So, Emma, to introduce yourself, you have back pains, you have no physical activity at all. What do you think it was their diets, like not only from Kevin, but also from her wife?
Am I overweight?
Da.
Kevin is overweight. Yes. Well, probably a lot of junk food, a lot of overprocessed food, and with the back pain, it might be not a lot of physical activity, just sitting down. So probably not a healthy lifestyle, I would say.
At all. No. So yes, as Emma said, also Lavi, let's going to to say his wife. They were snacking in front of the TV. They were fast fooding after work because they didn't time for cook, you know. So Lavi and also Kevin were working. So they were going to the doctor, pushed by Lavi. What would you do as a doctor, Claudia?
I will first maybe do like a diagnostic, like examining the whole.
Some analysis.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm analyzing basically the person.
Okay, and what is going to be like your tip to him? Like, do you think it would be nice to change his habits?
I mean, yes, I will start with the nutrition, of course, because it's the most important one, kind of.
Yeah, it's one of the most important.
One
Yeah,
of the
combined
most
with the physical
important.
activity.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. So you're right. It's just change your habits and after analyzing him. So very good. So now that you have that tip from the doctor, Emma, what would you do as Kevin?
I would change my habits. I might do it the wrong way. I might do it too quickly and just want to change everything at once, which would probably be like your first response, like, oh my god, I need to change. Doctors told me that I need to change my diet habits. This is not good for me. This is unhealthy. But I wouldn't necessarily think that's the right way to do it.
Exactly.
Because then it's easy to, if you change everything at once, you also expect results at once.
Yes.
And when you don't get the results you want in like a week, you feel tired, you feel like, no, I can't do this, feel unmotivated.
Frustrated as well, yeah. So it's going to be the
Yes.
rebound effect, right?
Yeah,
Yes. At the end, it's gonna be worse.
Yeah. Do you feel like that this that you can relate to this story at some point, or?
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the only thing I want to want to do. So, yes, he tried to eliminate everything unhealthy. So when he was working, he was going to the vending machine because he was starving, you know, and he was just snacking in front of the TV, doing junk food. So he's still feeling bad, tired, lack of energy, with anxiety and angry, like Emma says. So the doctor, when they went back to the doctor, he was weighing 9 kilos more.
Wow.
So, Doctor Claudia, what would you do? Like, would you change something, like change your habits but be more specific, or?
Yes, I will, for example, try to give some advice. For example, try to cook more with your wife, so you will have more quality time, and you will also see what you are eating. And try, when you are watching TV, trying to, instead of snacking fast food, trying to make healthy snacks or something like that.
Yeah, so try to, I mean, you as a doctor, you will tell him what to do instead of just in an overall idea.
More
So
in
what to
general.
do and how to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so after that, Emma and Lavi, so Kevin and his wife, started to follow nutrition courses and spend more time together in the kitchen. No TV at all, no snacking. So they were growing in a creativity way. They were following recipes together. And after 1 year, no more back pains. And Emma/Kevin went back to the doctor, so Claudia, and she said that she felt better with 49 than when she was 39. So I want to ask you something. What do you think it can change mentally, just to change the nutrition and also the habits, just for cooking and spending more time together, not only for Emma but also for Lavi as his wife?
I feel like the relationship also grew or got better because they spend more, or we spend more time together in the kitchen, actually doing things and not just being in front of the TV, actually talking with each other, doing things. So not only from like a nutritional standpoint, but from a relationship standpoint, I think everything got better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the same. Also, in that moment, you getting better. You start to do new things. You start to do like sport. You want new things, and you are like in a good habits, like in a good motion.
It's just change your habits and get used to it. Like as Emma said, you cannot expect to change from the day to the night. So you will get frustrated, and also if you long term you will see the changes, so little by little. People, please.
Step by step.
Baby steps. So yes,
so that's all.
Thank you, David,
You're
for
welcome,
this
Claudia.
amazing story.
You're welcome, doctor.
So yes, like as we said, junk food it's really harmful for your body and can affect to that production of good bacteria in your intestine, because it foods that contains chemicals, additives, and all that stuff that we don't want inside of our body. And it also can increase the risk of suffering diseases. And I want to ask you again, like, why do you think this food is harmful? Like, it can seem like a stupid question, but I want you to...
Yeah, like ultra-processed food, as you said, like sugar, like food made in the laboratory, not natural, additives. I don't know.
Yeah, as chemicals, they have chemical reaction in our body. There's something that I want to tell to the audience. Stay tuned to the episode number 2. So we're going to talk about overprocessed food and the reactions and etc. I'm not going to spoil you, but But yeah, actually, like, just think about that. That is something that I'm going to say also in the second broadcast. That just think about that question, like. Some food, they have so many things and so many chemicals that even the pests like mold, they don't want to eat it. So how healthy can be for us, why, even if the bacteria doesn't want to eat it, why would we eat it? So, yeah.
I don't want to make some spoiler, but yes, like basically these ultra-processed foods contain some substances extracted from foods such as sugar, add from food constituents, or made in a laboratory, as Lavi said. And it's also really important to know that these foods are made to be extra tasty. So they are using those ingredients or those additives to look more appealing to you and to make you eat more and more, so you cannot stop, kind of. So it's kind of scary if you think in that way, Yeah,
also they do it like, sorry to interrupt you.
No.
They're also doing like the big companies for us as a consumers to think that we have choices, but actually it's the same thing, just with different flavors.
Basically. Yeah. So yes, it's true that like nutrition plays like a really important role, and it's also important because it's one of the most important, but also many other factors can influence both eating habits and mental health, and factors that can contribute to mental health conditions include also biological factors like genetics, life experiences, family history. So this like mental health can also affect our eating habits, So like, because who didn't like, because I think we all did also at some point, like you said before, eating unhealthy food such sweets or highly processed snacks when you're feeling super angry or sad, upset, whatever.
Definitely.
So yeah, I think it's something like we have in our society really, like, it's difficult to change it.
Yeah, and also it's a never-ending story. Like, if you feel bad, you eat worse, and you will feel worse. So it's going to be down. The spiral is going to be,
Yes, But
Oh,
yes,
fuck,
like you feel the
Sorry,
rush
like-
and the instant happiness in that moment, but then like 2 hours later you're like, I shouldn't have eaten this. So yes, like after mentioning all of this, maybe you're asking yourself, how can we create the good bacteria in our stomach to be in a
Just
better
what I was
mood?
thinking.
You know?
Yeah.
How do you think?
Eating healthy.
Be nutrition
Eating
wealthy.
I mean, yes, but like more
Tell us,
specific.
Claudia.
Yes, you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay. If you insist. Okay. So basically, the factors that determine a good or bad bacteria are, of course, the diet. And there are also the medications, the age, the sleep, and the activity level. But we are focusing on the diet. So, what do you think we should eat more specifically? Like, just...
Not eat, but less junk food for sure, like
I mean,
overprocessed
yeah.
food. I mean, we're talking about that for sure.
Mhm.
Emma, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I was about to say something kind of bread, whole grain pasta. No, it's fine. Takes longer to process in your body, and you feel fuller a lot more when you eat it. So yeah.
Also the greens, vegetables, fruits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, I've studied that the construction of a plate, it's half vegetables and fruits,
Mm-hmm.
then a quarter of the rest of the other half whole
Yeah.
grains, and the other like animal proteins. You know, so I think it will be like the better, like
That's
the
very
best balanced.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to
That's
talk
nice.
about this also in the next episode? Maybe.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay with us.
Interesting. So yes, like you are all right. The ideal will be whole foods, not processed. Fiber, antioxidant, like for example, food with vitamin C or beta carotene. Vitamin D, that you can find it in the sun, like when you are sunbathing, you get the vitamin D in your body. And magnesium and fermented foods. This will be the ideal diet to have like a
Yeah.
good and healthy mind.
That's amazing also, sorry, like here in Romania, they usually like eat a lot of fermented foods.
Mm-hmm.
And you think, like, yeah, it's so nice. I didn't see that like that many
Yes.
in other countries, but here, yeah,
That's
it's
true.
very usual.
Yes, that's interesting. So, based on this, the Mediterranean diet, it's the best one for what we want because it's based on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, olive oil, fish, and low-fat dairy, which contains all of these that we mentioned. And the benefits of this diet is to increase, we don't want that. Decrease the stress. It helps with depression and it improves cognitive function.
That's amazing. We always know, like, heard about this, like, Mediterranean diet, that's the best one, and...
Exactly.
I know that I was doing something good since very
Yeah.
little.
It's my favorite, actually, so...
Yes.
Well, you all have an advantage since you're
Yes.
all in the Mediterranean
Honestly, we are really lucky.
or live there.
Poor Emma.
And also, like a fun fact, I can mention that an European study published in 2020 found that like eating a Mediterranean diet for at least 1 year improved the diversity of these good bacteria in the intestine.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. And so basically, like overall, while diet may be a really important factor for mental health, it's important for you to remember that many other aspects of life can also contribute to this, to the mood and to the emotions. But it's nice and it's interesting to know how to, how to organize kind of this nutrition to get to the point where you want, and it will help you a little bit. So it's
Okay,
nice.
so are you going to give us some tips or something?
Yes. Now it's time for some tips and tricks that I hope you will find useful. So the first one, it will be like try to eat breakfast to start the day in a better mood, because I don't know, like when you wake up and you just go with your coffee in a rush and go to work and everything, it can be like really make you feel really stressed and everything. So if you start with a beautiful breakfast, you can post it on Instagram. You can feel creative.
Yeah, you can get more followers. Yes.
Exactly.
Follow David.
So yes.
But it's something creative as well.
Yes,
So
exactly.
it's good for the mental health. Yes, yes, it's something creative.
Exactly, because you are making it, so you are like making some creative thing from the start of the day. You are like with in your own mind. You are like without your phone, creating your bowl of cereals or your toast with avocado, fancy toast,
Yeah.
whatever. So
you are not just only cooking, but you're
Exactly.
only doing also like photography and whatever, like with colors.
Yes.
I totally agree.
So yes, the second will be try to, instead of eating a huge lunch or dinner, try to organize smaller portions through your day, because maybe if you're feeling with a lot of anxiety and stress and everything, you will just eat a lot at some point, and then you don't want to eat anything else, and that's like really bad for your body and your mental health. So
Yeah, for me it works like I try to fool my mind, because I mean, the people that knows me knows that I'm eating a lot, like high quantities of food, good quality, but high quantities. And like once I started to get the food in the small plates, and I felt full after that, and I was like, yeah, but you didn't eat that much. But seeing the plate full, even if it's little, I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm full in my mind.
Exactly, you are confusing your mind, and at the end, it's better for you.
Yeah.
So yes, like for example, I can give you some advices for snacks. Like you can put some. I don't know, this is really basic, but to start with something, you can put some fruits in your freezer, and you will take, instead of eating eating chips, for example, you just go to your freezer and take a banana, an apple or something, and you feel a little bit less, with less anxiety, because you eat, but you're eating in a healthy way. And also, if you like more salty things, you can put some almonds, omega-3, it's good. Some almonds, like whatever you want, walnuts, and you just take it and it's some healthy snack. Also, the water. I mean, this is really typical, but it's really important for all your body to work properly. What I did, and it works for me really good, it's to take one bottle of water of 1-2 liters, and you just, when you go to study, you have your water next to you. When you are seeing a series, when you're watching TV, and at the end of the day, you're drinking 2 liters of water without even noticing.
Oh, I have to say something about this. Actually, in our previous campaign, Health Patrol, we discovered that there are a lot of apps that actually do this for you. For example, it's an app that counts the water that you actually drinking during the day. So that's very nice also.
I didn't know that.
It's very helpful.
Me neither. Yeah.
It's not sponsored, but I didn't know. I didn't know.
I didn't say the name. Check our website.
Check out, yes. And also the tea, it's a really good option, especially if you have some anxiety or insomnia, because if you have a good collection of teas in your home, you can of course herbal teas, not the tea with thein. Before going to sleep, if you're suffering insomnia, you can just take your moment for you, make your tea, put your phone aside, and drink some mint tea, chamomile, this kind of teas that help you.
I can recommend also here
lavender.
Lavender tea.
Wow.
That helps me a lot, actually.
What a surprise!
Lavender, you already know.
Yes. Also, lavender.
But it's very good. Lavender is very good.
Yes.
I mean, I think your name is Lavi because of lavender. After knowing you.
Yeah. So yes, and also omega-3 is so important. There are so many studies that confirm that omega-3 is amazing for your brain and for this mental health. So Basically, you can find it in the sardines, salmons, in chia seeds. But like as I said, you can make a toast with avocado and feel fancy, and the avocado has a lot of omega-3. So there you go. There you have what you need, and you enjoy at the same time.
Yeah,
So-
also if you have time, like instead of just buying the bread, even if it's good quality, try to do your own bread or sorry.
Yes.
Or try to take control of everything that you eat, like the
Exactly.
ingredients that you will put in the bread is the exact amount of things that you will eat, so nothing hidden like
And also maybe like
Exactly.
you can do like also like your own snacks, but like change the ingredients. For example, I don't know, like changing for like not that much like saturated carbohydrates, or like
Yeah.
for integral.
it's just
ingredients,
just take control
all
of everything that you
natural,
eat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's really easy to find some other alternatives, because for example in Instagram, like I have all my Instagram full of recipes because I love eating, discovering healthy foods and everything, and you have many recipes. So
Yeah, I also have an app for that. Yeah,
Yeah, which
but not
No,
sponsored.
okay, not
Yeah.
I will ask you later.
It's very cool. Yeah.
No, but,
Follow me on Instagram and I will tell you the app.
That's true. Instagram is a very big and nice source for all these things. And Claudia, thank you. That was so interesting. I don't know if you want to add something else. No? Okay.
no,
So
thank you very much.
now we will have a little break. Stay tuned, because in a few minutes, we will talk about a new trend, and it is intermittent fasting. So, yeah, stay tuned.
Nice. See you
you.
later.
See you.
Eat healthy. Be nutrition wealthy.
Welcome back after this little break. As I said before, now we want to introduce you the intermittent fasting. As you may know or not, intermittent fasting is currently one of the world's most popular health trends. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
I've heard something. Yeah.
People are using it to lose weight, improve their health, and simplify their lifestyles. And there are many studies showing the powerful effects of the intermittent fasting on your body and also in your brain. But what is all this about? I would like to go deep in this topic with my dear colleagues here present and our lovely audience, and see what conclusions we can get from it. So, as a general concept, we may say that intermittent fasting is an eating pattern that switches between periods of fasting and eating. It is more about when you eat than what you eat. So, in this way, you only eat during a specific time, as there are several different ways and schedules to do intermittent fasting. After consulting with your doctor, you can choose a fasting plan that fits better with your needs, and it's also highly recommended to start fasting for short periods of time, and then if you want, like increasing it. So these schedules can be, for example, like daily approaches. You might try only eating during an 8-hour period each day and fast with the remainder. Or also is the 5-2 approach that consists in eating regularly during 5 days, and for the other 2 days you only eat 1 meal per day. And with the time, maybe you also want to move on, like to more advanced fast, like 24 hours, 36 or 48. But that doesn't mean that it's necessarily better for you, because it encourages your body to start storing more fat in response to starvation. So my advice is like start with baby steps, as we said also before. First of all, I want to ask my colleagues briefly what they think about what I just introduced, and yes. What do you think about intermittent fasting?
I think it's very interesting, especially with all the studies, because I've seen some studies about it. So definitely, and I think it's quite natural for the human as well to fast.
Same, like I think that fasting has been a practice through human evolution, but it didn't have a name. But ancient hunters didn't have supermarkets, of course, refrigerators or food available whenever they wanted. So, of course, they couldn't find anything to eat sometimes. So I think it's pretty natural.
I will add something not that specific, but I just think like it comes into my mind that it's a nice way of detox.
Yes, very true.
Just that.
Thank you, David.
I can go.
What a nice contribution.
I finish. Bye.
Beautiful.
I agree with you and also with you, Claudia. Even here in Romania, my grandparents were kind of fasting, eating only like 1 meal per day, mostly breakfast and lunch also sometimes. So you may know also that during communism there was a rationalization of the food, and food was treated as mere fuel for the working class. And also this happened during the wars and between the wars. So yes, it's not like something that it's new, you know. So yeah, what else do you think about intermittent fasting? Like,
Well, also there's a lot of religions that practice it. For example, Muslims do it for Ramadan, and Christians do it, or some Christians at least, for Easter. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of cultural things also to fasting.
yeah, that's very true, Emma. Thank you. Yes. So we may say that as a result, humans evolved to be able to function without food for extended periods of time. So in fact, fasting from time to time, it became like more natural than always like eating like a lot of meals per day. So what do you think that it changed from the past, that is not that far away from now, to the present moment when we have like this giant industry of food, and they say like we have to eat a lot and eat all the time, and yeah.
I think now that we have more technology, like we have TV, internet, and all this entertainment available in 24 hours, the jobs, I don't know, the jobs in an office, and I don't know, like in general, we are more sedentary than before, and we are more like sitting and snacking all day.
Yes, that's true, as we also said before, yeah.
Yeah, I think like historically after the World War II, I'm not going to go much further. I think one of the things that changed everything was the woman started to go in the work war more and more. So the woman was in charge before, sadly, of only the cooking and the kitchen, and you know, this retrograde way of thinking.
Yeah.
So as the women start to go more and more deep in the work war, the pillar of cooking wasn't there anymore. So we had less home cooking meals, you know. So how the big companies react to that? So we had, I mean, the food industry started to grow even more. We have they gave us what we wanted to have in form of snacks and over processed food, something really reachable. The fast food companies started to grow as well. Something that it was delicious for us, so we couldn't think like it was something bad, but it was very dangerous and still is very dangerous for our health. Being over processed food and almost immortal meals, you know. So what we have now, it's more fast food and more snacks, so more quantity of low nutrient food and less quality meals, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So we can also relate this like more calories and less activity with a higher risk of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and so on. So intermittent fasting may help to reverse these trends. Yeah. So as we already introduced some of them, I want to talk more deeply about the health benefits of intermittent fasting. Mainly, there are a lot of studies that we read in trusted sources as PubMed Central, Science Direct, or IBIMA, showing that it can have powerful benefits for weight control and the health of your body and your brain. So, for you, what do you think, like, in terms of benefits that you can obtain by doing the intermittent fasting?
Maybe losing weight and detoxing your body.
Yeah, I mean, no. First, we all think like the first thing, like you.
Yeah. Yeah, weight loss is the first thing that comes to mind. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be a method, but I think it's like it offers you like more benefits.
Yeah.
And for example, insulin resistance, that is not that well known. And what else? What do you think that can also help with?
I think like nutrition and beauty, it's highly related and linked. So I think can be like depending, like the healthier you eat, the healthier you look. So I think it can be like an anti-aging, maybe, I don't know.
Yes, very true. Because also it's like a detox.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. So let's say that fasting is the best cream in the world for anti-aging.
And cheap.
Cheaper. Yes.
Yes.
And also related to my topic that I talked before, it's good for your mental health, because if you do from 12 to 14 this fasting thing, it can help you with depression. Like, I don't want to get into that, but it's something, it's really good for that also, for mental health.
Yes, there are also studies in
there are some
sense,
studies.
yes. What else? Health. And also benefits that are practical.
Yes, I wanted to talk about that, but I was like, maybe not.
Well,
like making your lifestyle more simple.
yeah.
What can be that?
I think. Sorry.
Go Emma.
Again, Emma.
Well, obviously, since you're not eating as much, you will probably save some money. So it's good for your wallet to fast.
Yes, and also you are more conscious about actually what are you buying. In what are you investing your money, and to make better choices.
Yeah. Also, as we were talking about before, like you will have more time for you since you are not doing anything. I mean, the time you used to use to cook, you can use it for other things. Like, it can be creative, it can be whatever you really want to do, you know. So yeah, you can do whatever that it feeds your mind instead of your belly.
Yeah, that's very true. And also it's more like sustainable for the planet and the environment, as you are not consuming that much aliments and you are not producing like rubbish. And that's very true. So even if there are a lot of benefits, we must also take into consideration that fasting, it's not for everyone. So please, if you have like a history of eating disorders, you should not fast without consulting with a health professional first. So also talking more about safety and side effects, I want to ask you, what do you think that is like the side effect by doing intermittent fasting?
Being hungry.
Yeah.
And angry.
Hungry or angry?
It's Claudia's favorite sentence. Like, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
Yes, honestly.
Yeah, that's very true. The hunger can be like the first, can we say, side effect.
Yeah, I also think that I have to say that I've tried before.
Yeah, I want to know.
It was very, very, very complicated to be a period of time without eating. So it was really easy because it's really reachable. Go to the supermarket starving and take the first overprocessed food that it's in our site. So yeah, for me it was that, but I'm doing, like, it was time ago, but now that I know, because I've heard before of
the snacks and
after knowing you for almost 1 year, Lavi, yes, I've tried, and I think I have one question for you later.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I'm doing it very well.
Yeah, I also tried it, and it depends kind of the moment of my life that I'm trying it. Sometimes it's more difficult because I cannot get an organized mind, and I cannot organize my food and everything. But other times it felt really good. Like, I remember, because when you are like really, really hungry and you're fasting, and then it passed, then you feel great. Honestly. Yeah,
that's true. It's like a barrier that when you like go over that part, you start to see the benefits actually, like in your body, in your mental health, in your state, and
yes,
that's very true. So you can also feel that your brain may not perform as well as you are used to, but this is something temporary, as I said. It takes time for the body to adapt to this new meal schedule, and also it's important like to do it like in a right way. And if you like want like to eat something, or after breaking the fasting, you have to prepare like healthy food. You cannot go to the supermarket and grab like the first think that you want, or chocolate, or saturated food.
I was weak, but I'm stronger than yesterday.
I think that's the first tendency for all people, and that's why then you say, oh, I cannot do this, But actually, if you do like step by step, as I said, baby steps, slow, in a day, daily, like a daily schedule, and then like changing, like adding hours, it's coming like more natural and more easier each time that you are doing it.
No, it's getting to use like not only your body but your mind as well. So,
because it becomes also like an habit, as we said before. Like you're creating an habit, but an unhealthy, a healthy habit.
Yeah, it's like Kevin, like we said before.
Like Kevin.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't be like Kevin. Also in this
don't do like Kevin.
Don't be like me.
Yeah. Also, I want to say that it's important, if you have like a medical condition, consult with your doctor before trying this home. Keep in mind that intermittent fasting also may have different effects on different people, as we just said.
Yeah.
So talk to your doctor if you start experiencing unusual anxiety, headaches, nausea, or other symptoms after you start doing the intermittent fasting. And try to do in a correct way, inform yourself, go to the doctor, hear our podcast.
Exactly.
So yes. Now I have prepared something for you after a little break, and it's a quiz. So
I'm here
let's
to
see
win.
how much you know. But it's an interesting quiz because we will put I will make some questions, but it will be questions that maybe also the audience want to know more about the fasting, and there's some kind of doubts. Maybe you also want to ask me something, David.
Yes.
So yes.
You are not the only one to ask something, Lavi?
No. So we are coming back in a few seconds. Stay here.
Eat healthy. Be nutrition wealthy.
We are back. So, as I said, now it's quiz time.
I didn't get time to study in the breaks.
You don't need to. Okay, so my first question for you is, can I drink liquids during fasting? I know that it's like a question that everyone
maybe not everyone knows. That's why it's a question.
Oh, okay, that's why it's a question. It's like a doubt, no? Okay, so A, no, you don't have to break the fast. B, yes, just water and some drinks. And C, yes, any kind of drink. It's easy, no? Or not? Let's see. What do you think?
B.
I will say B, yes.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because water, I know you can drink.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's very important that you stay hydrated all the time. You have to drink water. Water is so important. Yes. You don't have to drink any kind of drinks, because then maybe,
Yeah, unhealthy food. When we are talking about unhealthy food, it's also unhealthy drinks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, so yes, water, coffee, tea, and other non-caloric or zero-caloric beverages are fine. It's also important to not add sugar to your coffee, for example. And some small amounts of milk or cream can be okay, but it's better to avoid if you you are able to do it. And also coffee can be particularly beneficial during a fast because it can blunt the hunger. So yeah, it's a trick.
Noted.
Noted, yeah. Second question. What can I eat while intermittent fasting? I mean, during your eating periods or eating normally when you are not doing the fasting?
Yeah.
A, nothing. B, everything that I want. C, a range of different foods, eating good, nutritious food.
I am wondering which is the correct answer. I wanted to say that is the B one, because I really like food.
Honestly.
But I know for sure, because it's tricky and I know how the test is working. It has to be the C for sure.
It has to be the C.
It has to, yeah. We all want to be the B, but no.
In
I
my
mean,
case.
as we also said before, when you are eating, does not mean going crazy and grab food that is not healthy. And for example, unrefined carbohydrates. So it's also important to enjoy the food and enjoy all the process. So eating healthy, it's also a process like to enjoy really the food all the time, not just in the moment that you're eating.
And be nutrition wealthy.
Yeah, and it will also help you during the fasting. Next times, it became like easier and easier. So
Exactly, because your body is getting used to, so it's like asking you for good food at the end.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Your body knows.
Yes, your body know better than you.
So intermittent fasting is not an excuse to eat bad food when you're...
Very true, Emma. I like that.
Yeah,
Yes.
because like I think that some people can relate to that. Like, I'm not eating during some hours, so in the time I will eat, I can eat whatever I
Whatever I
want.
want.
No.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And you don't also lose weight. If it's like an excuse to
Yeah, of
lose
course.
weight, you will not lose weight.
Yeah.
It will be worse, as Kevin. So
Poor Kevin.
Like,
Poor Emma.
so sad.
Okay, third question. Will fasting cause muscle loss? A, no. B, yes. You will lose like a lot of muscle. Or C, yes, but if you take control, it can cause less muscle loss than other weight loss methods. It can
Really
be.
difficult, this one, eh?
Eight?
Difficult quiz.
I would say is the C.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, you're a great student.
Yes.
It's natural.
Yeah.
Talent.
Yeah, like all weight loss methods can cause muscle loss, which is why it's important to, for example, do exercise, lift weights if you do sport. If not, it's fine. And keep also your protein intake high. So one study showed that intermittent fasting causes less muscle loss than regular calories restriction. So yes, if you want to see all the studies that we are mentioning it, as I will say at the end of this radio session, you can consult also our website and our Facebook page, AUM Association. So yes, the fourth question is, isn't it unhealthy to skip breakfast? And I know that you really want to get here.
It was my question. It was my
Yeah. A, yes, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. No, Claudia?
For me, yes.
Yes. B,
I love breakfast.
yeah, who knows? No, you can eat what you want when you want. Or C, no, it is not unhealthy, but you have to eat healthy food for the rest of the day. Let's open the discussion. What do you think?
I think it's not unhealthy, but you have to eat healthy for the rest of the day.
Yeah. So see,
But
I also think
what's your personal experience also like?
For me, it's also like I don't skip breakfast. Like I just do it later. So instead of having breakfast at, for example, 9, I have it at 11, for example. So I mean, it's a little bit
Brunch.
late. Yes, it's a brunch.
So you have brunch.
But like I try sometimes, like for example, if I do like instead of eating at 11, I have my breakfast at 10 or something like that, and I try to have all my meals, but just prolong the time that I spend it without eating.
Yeah, interesting.
For me, I didn't know that after you mentioned you started to talk about the fasting. I didn't know that I was doing fasting for like since ever because I have to be honest with you, and I really like. I'm not always going late to the. I hope my job in the future is not hearing that, but yeah, I'm not always going late to everything. But I really like to sleep. And if by sleeping I have to skip breakfast, I will do it. I mean, I'm not doing it like since I've started to learn about the nutrition thingy since this summer. So I'm trying to get better. But yeah, I didn't know that I was doing fasting until I start to know about this concept. And also you said it before, like there are people for the whole history that they were doing fasting without even notice because we didn't have a name for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't have a name. That's the point. Like fasting is a period that you are not eating.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think this concept here today, because also I was in your position and I didn't have breakfast for a lot of years.
I'm not in that position anymore, I
And
have to say.
that's not me that I was like doing fasting, but in a healthy way. Because also the problem is not just like I don't eat and that's all, as we said. Like it's also important what do you eat regularly when you are eating, in your periods of eating, and also how you break the breakfast. You cannot just break and eat. It has to be like more like, with some fruits, easy and in a smooth way. So and you were right also. The correct answer was the C. It's not unhealthy, but you have to eat healthy food for the rest of the day. So the problem is that most stereotypical breakfast skippers have unhealthy lifestyles. That's the answer, David. If you make sure to eat healthy food for the rest of the day, then the practice is perfectly healthy. So it's not a problem of the breakfast or the intermittent fasting. It's just like, in general, your lifestyle.
Great.
Yeah?
Thank you, Lavi.
I was clear?
Thank you, and also the audience, I think, will help you. Thank you also, because I think we are too many people having that question.
Okay.
Now they know.
So the last question for you, I want also to go deep here. Like, it's intermittent fasting safe? A, no, it is very dangerous for your health. B, it's 100% safe. Or C, it is generally safe, but it's not for everyone. You must consult your doctor before doing it. I mean,
Well, probably.
Oh,
C.
I don't know.
I'm really confused.
Yeah, we must agree that it's like the C. It's
Yeah.
not
Yes.
like dangerous, but it isn't also 100% safe. I mean, in the condition that you have to consult your doctor. And some people should steer clear of trying intermittent fasting. For that, I mean, children and teens under the age of 18, women who are pregnant or breastfeeding, people with diabetes or blood sugar problems, and those with a history of eating disorders. So you have to consult with your doctor. Also, if you're like trying to do the intermittent fasting and you have like some problems, or you've suffered some, as I said before, nauseas or something, you can consult also to your doctor. So that was my very short, but I hope clarifying.
Yes,
Yeah,
I loved
Quiz.
it.
Yes.
Yes, it
Yeah,
was really
I want
interesting.
just to make clear some concepts. Yeah.
Mhm.
So to end this interesting session, I want to ask you, my dear colleagues, and also the audience, to think about and also tell me if you have to keep a conclusion from this session, what it will be. That shortly or
For me, I think it's just to be mindful of what you're eating. Doesn't matter how you do it. Like, it can be intermittent fasting, it could be eating breakfast. But when you eat, to be mindful of what you're eating. Think of this is your body. You should take care of it. It affects so many parts of your life, like both your mental health, as we discussed, with the gut bacteria,
Yes.
and also your relationships when you're cooking with someone, for example. So just to be mindful and to really understand that nutrition is about so much more than just your actual physical health, also your mental health and your social life.
Yes, I completely agree with you,
Yes.
Emma. And I will say humans are machines, like cars. So the fuel you put in your car, it has to be the good one. You have to measure the quantity, the quality. So we have to take more in consideration what we are eating, and yes, be more mindful.
yeah.
That's a very good comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes,
You
yes.
see, yeah.
For me, I would say the conclusion, it's the overall thingy for for the day, let's say,
The
for
day,
the whole
yes.
thing. Nowadays, the food industry had so many meals and food in general by selling it as healthy, that they've been controlling our way of intaking such things as sugar, for example, salt and fats, in form of snacks. And I think we forgot about that. We have a kitchen in our house, and I think this battle, it's the food industry and the big companies are going more and more being part of our kitchen. So I think in this battle, in this war, we have to take back the control of our kitchen to win the battle.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so thank you all for bringing to the table all this information. I honestly can say that I learned new useful things also through you, and that I will apply also to my daily basis. That's also so important. I hope also that you will try all these tricks, all our
sure.
advices.
I will for sure.
Me too.
And I also want to thank you to our dear audience for joining us. And I want to say that this episode will be launched on AUM's YouTube page and website with all the sources and information, as I said before. And you can check also to our Facebook site, AUM Association. So stay tuned for the next episode. David and Emma has prepared something very special for all of you.
Very
and
cool.
us. Very cool. And I think it's more like a practical session, and it will be also so useful with, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Can wait also.
Big things
Thank
are
you
coming.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
nice
you.
day.
Arrivedere.
Arrivedere.
Eat healthy. Be nutrition wealthy.